Welcome friends to Hilarious Name Pending, episode number 14, and this week is a very special episode. There is no news this week. No news because I'm not here right now, and I've not been here for half the week. So exactly why you're not seeing my face. Instead, I'm in Suffolk, sharing a field with about 30,000 other people, and right now, as this uploads, I'm probably trying to fend off alcohol poisoning with a lukewarm pot noodle. I could even be dead right now, for all you know. Imagine that. Imagine these being my famous last words. Anyway, due to my absence this week, I've made this entire episode about a single topic. A topic about mid-generation console upgrades. So last month at E3, Big Phil Spencer came out on stage and revealed this, the Xbox One X. The Xbox One X is a mid-generation upgrade of the Xbox One, packing more power, more capability, and many more pixels into your screen than it can probably handle. And this home console powerhouse isn't the only mid-gen upgrade on the market right now. Last year, PlayStation released the PS4 Pro, a similarly beefed up version of the standard console that promised all the perks of a PC rig, but with no fucking effort to actually achieve them. And now we've got two of these mid-gen upgrades slinging dick in the console market, trying to deep throat us with their 4K resolutions and bulging teraflops. How exactly will their existence affect the gaming landscape? Well, probably not a lot, to be honest. See, they're in a bit of a strange position as pieces of hardware go. These mid-generation half-steps smell undeniably of the tried and tested business model used heavily by mobile phone companies. The PS4 Pro is to the PS4 what the iPhone 6s is to the iPhone 6. Such incremental annual upgrades do make sense and are widely accepted in the mobile phone industry, and when you do take the time to process it, these initial console upgrades do make for a similar case. After all, gaming is an entire industry that has its foundation in computing tech. So keeping that home console technology in line with its ever-evolving PC counterpart does sound like a pretty smart idea. An article from PC Authority even states that these kind of upgrades could move console hardware toward a more ubiquitous development environment, where the architecture per each new machine is similar enough that it can run older software with little to no effort. It will make backward compatibility a bog-standard feature and quite possibly make for an easier transition between consoles for developers. I mean, this all sounds quite legitimate, right? Wrong! Fucking wrong, mate! See, the problem is, once you begin to unravel it just a little bit more, you can see how this mid-generation upgrade model is a complete clusterfuck of an idea. Unlike the mobile phone model, the upgrades in these consoles are far too nuanced to propagate any semblance of interest. These new phone releases always bring to the table a uniquely distinct feature with each new release, be it fingerprint scanners, dual-lens cameras, slow-motion video capture, unicorn detectors, or built-in flashlights. There is always something to entice the consumer. And I'm sorry, but I see no fuckhole in the Xbox One X. And the only way a PS4 Pro is paying for my shopping at Sainsbury's is if I cave Gary the checkout boy's skull in with it and make a dash for the exit with my six-pack of Skull. Wait. The only real selling point these machines have a hope of developing then is in terms of software. You know, actual fucking games. A factor which both of these consoles wantonly ignore by not providing a single unique gaming experience. But it's alright though, because you can now play Minecraft in 4K, so you can see this. This. Yes, it does look like something from 1998, for fuck's sake. As far as I'm concerned, 4K capabilities and performance enhancements just aren't sexy enough features to warrant paying nearly twice as much as you would for the standard consoles. And whilst we're speaking of price, let me talk to you about that fucking daylight rapery as well. You see, the other reason mobile phone companies profit so much from these annualised fuck grades can be found in their genius pricing model. £40 a month is a lot easier to swallow down than a one-off payment of over £500. It lubricates the fist of Apple and Samsung nicely, allowing them to slide neatly into your life without you even noticing. PlayStation and Xbox are doing the exact opposite with their upgrades, expecting the consumer to open their wallets wide and pay out a huge sum of cash in a single instance. A huge sum of cash that will buy you exactly dick all unless you've already spent over £1,000 on a 4K TV. Now, I'm not suggesting that Xbox and PlayStation should adopt the same pricing model, because it's damn certain that they never fucking will. Even though it'd probably net them more money, revolutionise how we consume games, and make me actually buy an Xbox. But these marketing problems that the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X face right now aren't a scratch when compared to the problem that these systems are emblematic of on an industry-wide scale. Their existence alone is one of the grossest examples of how the business of games violently collides with the artistry of them. Besides providing a little bit of a facelift, both the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro do exactly nothing in the way of inspiring innovation. The games you'll be playing on these systems will be exactly the same on their standardised counterparts, with exactly zero difference. In fact, all these consoles really do is apply more pressure on developers, who will have to deploy extra resources that they probably don't have to work on enhanced modes for their games. Enhanced modes that don't enhance anything other than the amount of money Sony and Microsoft will be squeezing out of you. And all of this is in the name of the Great Power Pissing Contest, because that's all this is, and all it has been for a long time. A dirty great pissing contest. For decades, console manufacturers have been obsessed with being the most powerful, with having the most true-to-life graphics. And with each step that technology has taken towards that hyper-realism, its relevance has lessened. Some of the greatest games in the past 5 years have been low-key 8-bit affairs, for fuck's sake. The artistry of games is simply moving on, it is growing, and it is challenging the medium. While the business of games is still outdated, still assuming that power and graphical fidelity equals profit, when it ostensibly doesn't. Even the top 10 best-selling games of all time show that, with every single one of them being pre-2010 and on notoriously underpowered Nintendo consoles. And why did each one of those games sell so well? Oh yeah, gameplay, dickhead. They are masterclasses of gameplay, innovations in how games can be played, and timeless reminders of what makes a great game. Nobody is playing Tetris because it has realistic graphics. They're playing it because it's fucking fantastic. Sony and Microsoft's push to make these mid-generation juiced-up consoles are evidence that the suits at the top do not understand that fact at all. Sure, it's alright to have those sublime visuals, and I will admit they are impressive to look at, but then again so is Joey Essex. This sexy little fuckboy is a delight to look at, but just behind those dimly lit eyeballs of his lies a man who believes that Wales shares a border with Russia. And that, my friends, makes the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro just as pointless and as shallow as Joey Essex. Yet just like Mr. Essex, I suspect they'll be just as much of a nightmare to get fucking rid of. But oh well, at least we still have Nintendo. Oh shit.